My name is Wyatt Volk, and I would like to welcome you to Mass Media Bias in Politics. So for our first topic here, Americans' trust in mass media. This website named Gallup, they started this poll back in 1972, and they started asking Americans how much they trust the mass media. Well, according to Swift, 4 years after they started this poll in 1976, they reached their highest level of 72% of Americans trust the mass media. And then according to James, from the 70s to the 90s, we steadily decreased until we hit about 53 to 55%, and then we leveled off at there for the next 10 years, and then we took another dramatic decrease. So according to Swift, currently right now, 32% of Americans have trust in the mass media. So that is down quite a bit from back in 1976 when we were at 72%. And according to Swift, the high levels of trust back in the 70s, that was mostly due to two things. You had Vietnam going on, and you also had the Watergate scandal. Those are two big things going on at that time. So Americans, they were always watching the mass media and trusting what they had to say. But that's not the case today. So for the next topic, the case study with the Huffington Post. So according to Starren, who wrote our textbook, in July of 2015, the Huffington Post, they moved Donald Trump from the political section down to the entertainment section. And some people can argue that was good, and other people can argue that was bad. But for me, personally, it makes me not want to put my trust in the Huffington Post anymore, because it makes me think maybe they're being biased, maybe they prefer Democrats over Republicans, or vice versa. And then also, along with that, you wonder if you're getting the full truth. Maybe they're only telling the side of the Democrats, or selling the side of the Republicans, or vice versa. So to me it seems a little shady that you're not really sure exactly what they're doing. So for those reasons, I don't want to put my trust in them anymore. And then our next topic here, the mainstream media. And I think that Hillary Clinton, she was favored more than Donald Trump was within the media. And then according to Riddell, Hillary Clinton and her campaign manager, they had 33,000 emails. And the campaign manager said they needed to dump the emails, so they deleted them. But then the mainstream media came behind them and tried to cover it up, and they said that the word dump was to make public, since that's what they're referring to, like the New York Times with their news, is they need to dump the 5 o'clock news, so that means dump to make it public, which they were kind of back and forth, and they just tried to cover up pretty much what she was doing. So they're favoring her, definitely. And then for my opinion, I was watching the presidential debates leading up to the presidential election back in November 2016. And to me, it seemed like they were always favoring Hillary over Donald Trump. And because they would kind of take it easy on Hillary, not ask her as many questions. And then it seemed like they would always try to put Donald Trump on the spot and make him answer the questions and come up with quick responses. So for me, that makes me think they're being biased there, definitely. And then along with that comes the social media. And for that, I think that Trump, he used social media to persuade voters more than Hillary did. Is for one example, it is Trump, he was very good at taking videos and posting them and editing them. So he had a lot of videos all over Facebook, and his campaign, Trump's campaign actually, they were always crushing Hillary's campaign within the social media. So Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, even Instagram. They're always doing bigger and better things and getting their name out there and trying to persuade voters more than Hillary was. So that's why I believe that Trump, he used or utilized the social media more and better than Hillary did. And then the power of photography. You can search the internet and find millions of pictures. And here I found a couple pictures that they make both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, they make them look good and bad. So it's usually just the paparazzis taking pictures of them when they least expect it, or people get onto Google and they just start editing images to make them look good or bad or whatever they want to. And then for the summary and the work in the mass media, I think it can go both ways. If you are tech savvy and you're good with technology, then it can be a good job for you because that's what you're basically dealing with every day at work. But if you're not that good at the technology, then that's probably not the best job for you. And according to the Bachelor of Arts, a marketing specialist, annually they make a salary of $63,500. So that's kind of the upper side of the middle class of Americans, I would say. So again, if you're tech savvy, then it would be a good route for you to go. If not, then I wouldn't do it personally, just because there's so much work you would have to learn and all the processes and whatnot. And also, according to Stern, who wrote our textbook, he says that the hourly and salary wage jobs, those are the traditional jobs, of course, but they're getting taken over more and more every day by all of the contracted people, the contract professionals, and also the freelance contractors. So if you want to go into that job, then that's one more thing you have to do is learn how to kind of be in the contracting process, because that's totally different from hourly. You have to do your own benefits and whatnot, basically be your own boss and go look for jobs to do, pretty much. So again, if you are tech savvy, then it could be a good route for you. If not, then I wouldn't do it because you're not making a whole lot of money. You're making a good average pretty much. But it's just all the work that would go into it and all the learning, and I don't think it's worth it, and it's not worth it for me, honestly. And with that, I thank you.